Hi, my name is Claudia Horner, and I'm an undergrad student at Wayne State University studying biology. Today, I'm going to be going over my teammates and I's proposals for the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative. So, these proposals consist of a student body survey, reservations with the Wayne State Student Center, reservations with the Wayne State Farmers Market and other local Detroit farmers markets, and lastly, recruitment of volunteers using flyers and different media. First, we have the student body survey. This survey consisted of 7 questions, and my teammates and I sent it out to the Wayne State student body. And the reason for this was we wanted to target specific volunteers. We wanted people who were interested in volunteering with organizations in the Detroit community. This survey also helped us narrow down on campus organizations that students were aware of or knew of, and the one that we found that most people knew of was the Alternative Spring Break Detroit, and it was an organization that many students were a part of. And the reason being to narrow down an on-campus organization is because we learned that the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative needs to partner with an on-campus organization at Wayne State so that way they can come and advertise on our campus. We learned this through conversations with the Office of Community Affairs, and this was the best choice for the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative so that way they could come to Wayne State's campus. So we hope to foster a relationship between the Alternative Spring Break Detroit and the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative. And to continue, the survey also directed the rest of our proposal, so it gave us insight on communications with the student body at Wayne State University. It showed us which social media platforms are most popular among college students, and it also showed us that college students are likely to participate in volunteer work if there is an incentive. The next proposal was activity table reservations in the Wayne State Student Center. This table is to be reserved in the Wayne State Student Center, and again, the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative would have to partner with Alternative Spring Break Detroit to do this. Here at this table, they would recruit Wayne State students to come and volunteer at their gardens, and at the table, we suggest that the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative has different facts about what they do, so that way students can come up and get excited about what happens at the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative, and that way they will volunteer. The second reservation that we wanted the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative to make was at the Wayne State Festival. Wayne State Festival happens at the beginning of every single year. It's mainly to target new incoming students to Wayne State, and it's all different tables from different organizations set up so that way students can come and get involved and sign up at these tables to volunteer with these organizations. So again, the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative would have to partner with Alternative Spring Break Detroit to do this, and this way at this table, the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative can showcase what it does, and this table would be similar to regular activity tables that I talked about just a second ago in the Wayne State Student Center. Next, we have the farmers markets. We propose that the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative get involved at the Wayne State Farmers Market as well as the local Detroit Farmers Market. At the Wayne State Farmers Market, we hope to target the Detroit community as well as Wayne State students, but at the Wayne State Farmers Market, the Detroit community is allowed to attend, and it's not just exclusively for Wayne State students. So this table would be similar to the Festival table, and they would be able to actually sell some of their produce if they wanted to at these tables, and they could also recruit volunteers from all over Detroit at this at the Wayne State Farmers Market. And then the local Detroit farmers markets, we hope to get the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative involved there. And this table, again, would be similar to the one at Festival, except they would be able to sell their produce. And they would also be able to recruit volunteers from the Detroit and Metro Detroit area, because a lot of people come to Eastern Market, and it's very, very highly trafficked. There's a lot of traffic at the Eastern Market from people outside of Detroit, like the Metro Detroit area. Lastly, we have our flyers and media. We propose that the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative use this graphic that you can see on the side of your screen to help recruit volunteers. We thought it was really cool. We added a QR scanner so that way students or somebody walking around Detroit in the Midtown area where we hope to hang these can scan that code, and it will take them straight to the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative's Instagram page. So this is a great way for people to get connected with the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative and learn what they're about, and that way they'll get excited to come and volunteer with them. And then lastly, we learned that through our survey, the best way to communicate with Wayne State students is the Wayne State email. So again, they'd have to partner with Alternative Spring Break to do this, but they could send emails out with volunteer opportunities to the Wayne State body. And then also we learned that Instagram is the best social media platform for college students, and that is why the QR scanner is on the flyer, so that way we can target as many college students or people in the Midtown area to come and volunteer at the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative. So I now have gone over all the proposals. We suggest that the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative use all of these proposals together cohesively. We think that is the best way. None of these are too expensive. The only thing that we think could be kind of expensive would be the flyers for printing, but that really is the only thing that we think would cost money for the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative to do. And as a timeline, there really isn't a timeline on this. The Michigan Urban Farming Initiative, if they wanted to, could implement this tomorrow or a couple months down the road, whenever they feel comfortable starting this project. So I hope you enjoyed my presentation today, and I'm going to now pass it off to my teammate, Anika.
Hi everyone, my name is Anika Tofik. I am a senior at Wayne State University studying computer science with a minor in math. I'm very involved in the Wayne State campus through various student organizations, clubs. Through that, I've definitely learned leadership and communication skills. And through previous professional experiences, I've definitely learned researching skills. So because of that, I was appointed as the research head for this project. To conclude our project, I wanted to begin by giving a little background on the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative. So what MUFI is that's an all-volunteer and nonprofit organization that basically promotes healthy living in the Detroit metro area. They do this by providing healthy food options to community members in the Detroit area who have little to no access to clean, healthy foods. They do this by promoting community involvement, by getting volunteers to help them, give food and fresh produce to various homeless shelters and homeless communities. Ironically, though, one of the issues that they have faced is the lack of community involvement for their own organization. They lack in social presence, community presence. They're just always in a constant need of more volunteers. Like, they don't really have that many volunteers. So one of our goals for this project was to find out how to give them or to gather more volunteers for them, whether that be by promoting them on social media, promoting them on the Wayne State campus, promoting them in the Detroit area. So basically what we wanted to do is spread awareness about urban farming in Detroit. I believe a lot of people don't know what urban farming is, as one of my teammates have discussed in the previous sections. We want more volunteers and more of a social presence for them. To do that, we conducted research via a survey that we gave to Wayne State campus. 50 participants, all students, responded, and they gave us amazing results. They were basically targeting specific volunteers to kind of gather more Wayne State volunteers, and it narrowed down a bunch of what we thought our volunteers would like, or what we thought that we needed to gain more of a presence for MUFI. So one of the questions was to see which student organization they had heard of, and the overwhelming response was Alternative Spring Break Detroit, who is a great organization on the Wayne State campus. I believe a lot of people have heard of them, clearly from the survey response. They're very involved on the Wayne State campus, so it was great to see that we could help MUFI partner up with Alternative Spring Break Detroit and help them gain more volunteers through, festival, through just engaging student awareness. This survey directed the rest of our proposal. Like, it really gave us insight into how we can communicate with volunteers, what types of incentives they're looking for when they volunteer, what types of social media platforms they frequent, or how to communicate with them via, emails or academic, or anything like that, so that we could tell MUFI to, get on those social media platforms and develop more of a social media presence. That being said, we wanted to recommend, we had some recommendations for MUFI, which include, reserving tables at various Wayne State events. There's a bunch of events that MUFI could definitely gain more volunteers, such as Festival, which is basically an event where new students or incoming students can sign up for clubs and student organizations, and that's where I actually met Alternative Spring Break Detroit. And they're very great in involving students to volunteer in various Detroit organizations. Another one is to recruit community members at local farmers markets, getting a table or a reservation at a local farmers market and gaining that attention for local community members rather than just students. We also created a flyer to recruit more volunteers. We changed some of the key words because we noticed that through secondary research, we noticed that if we change the wording, we're more likely to gain more volunteers rather than just having calling all volunteers. We can specify what we're looking for, such as a community activist in terms of this project. We also gave them the opportunity to get on Instagram, which is apparently the highest used, the most used actually, social media platform that college students frequent. And so we gave on the flyer a QR code so that students or anyone that sees the flyer could easily just scan it and go to their social media so that they're more involved. They can DM and direct message to ask questions or any comments or anything that they have. So that was all for our project. Thank you so much for watching and for listening to our project. We do invite your feedback, though. We definitely could not be doing this without the community, the Detroit community. We can't just stop this at what we have recommended. We need to get more involved in the urban farming in the Detroit community. So if you do have any questions or if you have any feedback, please direct them to the project director, Claudia, for any questions. Okay, thank you very much.